Right, so I have some news to share with you guys. It's going to be very, very interesting. It's due to an observation I made from yesterday's live stream, right? Like, comment, subscribe. We're going to get into it right now. And so let's begin. I'm just going to describe what happened in yesterday's live stream, the overall meaning that I drew from that, and what that means going forward. So I was live streaming yesterday. And, you know, we have a whole bunch of random conversations. Generally, we talk about travel. Generally, we talk about a lot of different countries and like the microeconomics behind those countries. And then sometimes we talk about esoteric things, esoteric information. Everyone sort of understands esoteric information to some degree. And in the previous live streams, you know, whenever I would speak about esoteric information, I would speak about a lot of different things, right? I would speak about the Pali Canon, you know, with Buddhism, Tripitaka, which is more Buddhism, Bhagavad Gita, which is, you know, the story of Arjuna and Krishna, so on and so forth. Whilst I was talking about, I think, some of that esoteric information yesterday on the live stream, we had one of those random guys that pop up live stream to live stream. He came in saying, you guys got to start believing in Jesus Christ. You know, he's the way, he's the life, and there's no way to the Father but through him, right? And by this is no means mocking Jesus Christ, because I believe in the words of Jesus Christ, because it's incredibly important and transcendental and very muddled in riddle, right? As he said, of course, those who have the ears to listen to what he has to say and understand what he has to say, let them understand and listen, right? So I had the same mindset yesterday, and I was thinking, listen, I'm kind of tired of all these guys coming in telling people to blindly follow Jesus Christ. Let me go spend a lot of time on this live stream now speaking about the very powerful, transcendental, and ascending things that Jesus Christ said in the Bible, including the apocryphal texts. So I mainly went to the Gospel of Thomas, just to be specific. And before that, by the way, we had a lot of people speaking in the stream. I had about, at least for me, we had like 14 or 15 people in the stream. It was like 12 to 14, 12 to 15 people. And it was really nice. It was a nice, active conversation talking about travel, people doing this and that. And of course, a lot of those people were regulars as well. It was very interesting, though, that I started to go down the line of talking about what was said in the Gospel of Thomas by Jesus Christ, talking about, things like, he who have little will lose that, and he who has many, then more will be added on to him. Those who have ears can hear, things like that. And then other things like transcending the self and trying to become better spiritually, not committing adultery, because I wanted to talk about what aspects of the Bible referenced sexual continence, right? And so we had a whole list of quotes that had to deal with that. And I must have been speaking about Jesus Christ for about 20 minutes. And in those 20 minutes, I only received in the live stream 2 to 3 messages, mainly from one person that was not a regular. All the regulars just suddenly stopped responding, stopped talking about Jesus Christ. It had nothing to say. It was a very, very interesting thing, because it opened my eyes to this level of understanding. It seems like I'm very practical, and I have a pragmatic nature about myself. At the end of the day, I'm very spiritual as well. You need to have control of the spiritual in order to have a mastery of the physical. 100%. I've always been about that. And I speak about this in the chat as well. We have a lot of people that come into the chat, the live stream, like I said earlier, talking about Jesus Christ and just quoting the standard things that people quote. There's no one through the Father but through me, all that kind of stuff. And it was interesting that I decided to go in depth about what Jesus Christ was saying in the various texts in the New Testament and the apocryphal texts. And no one responded. No one had anything to say, including my regulars. And it was seriously, it made me think so much. I was thinking about it all day today. I was thinking, why is this the case? They claim to support me. They claim to support what I talk about. So why is it that when I speak about Jesus Christ, they're very, very quiet? Like, what is going on? And by the way, I wasn't just reading the Gospel of Thomas. I wasn't just reading the various things that Jesus Christ had to say in the Bible that was all about transcending. I was talking about his what happened in with the vision in John the Baptist in Revelation, when he spoke about opening, who's worthy of opening the scroll. And then they scoured the entire world and there was no one worthy. And then they went to the Lamb of God, which is of course a pseudonym for Jesus Christ, who has triumphed over himself, the world, and the devil. And I went in depth talking about what the devil, what does the devil symbolize? Because obviously this is all symbolism. This is all metaphor for something greater and much more grosser aspects of the self that we need to triumph over in order to become like Jesus Christ in terms of becoming transcendent. So like the devil is represented by, being slothful, being sinful, being full of lust, full of wrath. And I was breaking it down also on an energetic level, how to triumph over the self, right? Which is, by the way, programmed by the world, because the self is connected to the world through the collective consciousness and of course through the physical aspect of the self being of the same material of the world, which means that it's subject to the same forces that pull and affect the world. I was going deep and I was saying that Jesus was trying to tell us about all of this in order to become the most powerful versions of ourselves, right? I was talking about how it wasn't necessarily of a Christian faith that Jesus was really preaching about, but rather talking about the liberation of the self from the powers that be that subjugate the world, the dark powers. We know about the quote of Ephesians. I was talking about all of this yesterday. We only received 2 or 3 comments total by one guy, I forgot his name, but he wasn't a regular. He first came in, first comment was, oh, we have another person mocking Jesus Christ. And I was like, no. We're not doing that here. We don't mock religion here. We are trying to figure out what was he truly saying. Right, and then I was breaking it down, and then he was the only one that was speaking in the chat and brought up some references. All my regulars were quiet; they were silent, and that is very, very telling to me. It was very interesting. I think moving forward, I think that because I don't know, I've been, maybe it's the semen retention length, or maybe I don't know, it's this bout of semen retention that I'm on, and there's something that I'm perceiving that did not give me a very good feeling, but it seems like there might be a little bit of a weird situation going on with my chat, with my channel, right? Especially in regard to the regulars. And I don't think that I'm gonna be live streaming as often just because of that. I'm telling you, that made me feel very, very strange. See, we talk about a lot of esoteric information, and I'm not gonna lie, before when I was in the live streams, previous ones, that I would do weekly, we had these people that came in and talked about Jesus Christ being the way, the life, and I would say, I would have like this sort of mocking tone, not a mocking tone, but a sort of a repulsive tone, like, that's not all what Jesus Christ says. Jesus Christ said this, and I'm just saying, like, you shouldn't think about the words of Jesus Christ like that. You should think about it like this. And we would have people speak. Some of the regulars speak on that kind of stuff because they knew that, they thought, right, rather, that, Sombra is not really believing in Jesus Christ because he never outright says it. When now I was like, listen, of course I've always believed in Jesus Christ. Let's now talk about what he truly said. So we can give a lot of these guys that want to convert people to the ways of Jesus Christ a little bit more ammunition and a little bit more perspective on what the heck this guy was really coming with in the books of the New Testament. And none of my regulars said anything. So they responded, I asked about them, no one said anything. So now, I don't know, that made me really think twice about this whole thing, about this whole live streaming thing. I think I'm gonna really stick to long form content, and whoever has the ears to listen to what I have to say or want to intake what I have to say, then let them hear it. But the live streaming thing, I don't know. And it made me really think about the lack of support I've actually been getting on live streams anyway. Because a lot of these guys, like, they claim they're regulars. A lot of them don't have profile pics. They don't really support the channel. They don't really push engagement. They don't really, donate. I don't need donations, but I realize a lot of these guys don't really do that. They just sit around and then they don't really do anything. This is what I realized. And so I'm not going to, I realized, and what was the last straw of this whole thing was yesterday's live stream about Jesus Christ, which was very, very telling about the mind state and the inner state of a lot of the followers that I have that are in the chat that are in my live streams. So I think I might have to reel that in. I don't know why I'm pulling the trigger on this. I don't know where this is coming from. I don't know where this is coming from, honestly, but it was interesting how the sequence of events followed. I was just talking about travel, and then we suddenly got into the words of Jesus Christ, and I decided to really double down on trying to elucidate a lot of what he said through of course, my opinion and my analyses to the live stream. And then it was almost like a light was shown upon the shadows of the chat, of the people that claim to be my regulars and claim to be my followers, and it just showed the most darkest natures because they really had nothing to say. It was very interesting. And so Sombra noted that for sure. So anyway, that's all I have to say today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment. Of course, engage, true ones, whoever they are. Engage with the video, of course, so you can get the video out there. Don't ever let this place get you down, you guys. Like, this world is just the way it is. And the more that you keep yourself objective, and the more that you keep yourself constantly controlling your energy, transmuting your sexual energy. This is for anybody, right? Transmuting your sexual energy and focusing your concentration and focus on the machinations and the trajectory of the events of the world and the energies of the world. You're going to figure out the truth. And yesterday, it was an unfortunate truth, but it was a truth nonetheless. So I appreciate that Jesus Christ had to be brought up in order for me to see that truth with my chat. I love you all. Don't let this world get you down. Stay radiant. I'll see you guys in the next live stream. Or the next video. Woo!